Praise be Jesus Christ. Listen to me. We have to tell our children and our grandchildren the great works of the Lord, the wonders of Catholicism. So many people think Catholicism is boring and irrelevant. That is so far from the truth. But if we don't proclaim to them the wonders of God, the signs He gives us, how are they to know? Okay, one of my favorite things is sourcing the coolest stories in Catholicism. And one of the coolest stories in Catholicism is the story of the two Carthusian monks who were digging a grave. Now, this is from Eric Varden, his book on chastity, reconciliation of the senses, fascinating read. He writes, Edgar Alison Peers, professor of Spanish at Liverpool for decades until his death in 1952, shares a memory about his friend Dom Edmund Gurdon, the English Carthusian who served as prior of Miraflores in Spain. He gives details. Why? If you don't believe him, go to Miraflores in Spain and ask the Carthusians about this story. They'll tell you. One day, Gurdon had sent two brothers out to dig a grave for a monk who had just died. After a short while, the brothers burst into Dom Edmund's cell, terribly excited. They were carrying a spade on which there were fresh bloodstains. The prior thought at first there had been an accident. But when they could speak coherently, they told him that they had dug down to a depth of about 6 feet when one of their spades struck against something soft, and when it was pulled out had blood on it. Very much astonished, they put it down and with their spades gradually uncovered the body of a young man. There was no sign of his habit, nor of any planks, but his tonsure was there, and blood was running from a wound in his arm. He looked as if he was asleep. They had left him untouched and come to tell Dom Edmund so that he should see the miracle. Dom Edmund told his brothers that he did not intend to go to the cemetery. Of course I believe them, he said. I would have done so even if there had not been blood on the spade. What did you do? I said there are many saints in the Carthusian order. Now let me just note, the Carthusian order is probably the most radical order in the Catholic Church, and these are holy men. I said there are many saints in the Carthusian order. Cover him up again and give him a cross so that he won't be disturbed anymore. So this is the classic story of Carthusians discovering an incorrupt body. And what do? They just bury the person they're intending to bury a little over and get on with their life. Okay, the context of this is the call to the dignity to which we are called as children of God. Embodied souls. We don't treat our bodies like mere objects, and that's why Bishop Eric Varden brings this up in his book. Okay, Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? Viva Christore!